Make sure. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, you guys. Hey, it's Coach K here, and I'm here with the amazing Janae Sloan. I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself in just a moment. I'm just going to give a few moments for everyone to join. So let's just give a few moments, Janae, and we'll get started. Got to put my watch party on, and on the other side. Hey guys, thank y'all for joining. Hey Sanaya. Hey girl, I miss you. All right, all right, all right. So good to see you on here.
Good to see you too.
Okay, ma'am. So let's see. So we have the amazing Janae Sloan here. As you guys know, this is Teen Talk Tuesday, where there is no topic off of the table. And today I'm so excited because we're actually discussing overcoming obstacles. And this chick right here, let me just tell y'all, she has definitely overcome some things. So, Tajane, why don't you share with everyone just a little bit more about you?
Okay, so my name is Janae Salone. I am a recent graduate of Prairie View A&M University.
Woo!
I graduated
Stop!
cum. Yes,
Recent
ma'am.
graduate. Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you
2020
so
graduate
much.
in the midst of all of this foolishness.
Yes.
Coronavirus and all. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
So yes, I graduated magna cum laude, which means I was basically at the top 10% of my college class, and I also was a global scholar because of my study abroad experiences.
Amazing. So, where did you study abroad?
So I studied abroad in Egypt. So I went there for the week of spring break, and we just kind of got the in-home classwork, well, on campus, and then we went on a trip for spring break. So that's pretty much how it works at Prairie View.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so y'all heard her say she graduated magna cum laude, right? Which is a phenomenal accomplishment. But Tajane, why don't you share with them how long did it take you to graduate from college?
It took me 3 years.
3 years. This chick was on a mission.
I
She
was ready to get out.
graduated in 3 years, magna cum laude, as well as being a global scholar, having the opportunity to study abroad. Completely inspiring. So, if that's not enough to let you all know that she has overcome some obstacles, I don't know what else will. So, first of all, Tajane, just give everyone a bit of your background. What obstacles have you had to overcome thus far?
So I think my biggest thing, so I was raised by teen parents, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but my parents are basically growing up with me. They learned the ropes with me. Also, with me being a guinea pig as well. So, being the first child, I have tons of siblings. They're all looking up to me. So I just had to make sure that I made a difference in my family by, going off to school. And I just seen school as my way out.
Okay, so school was your way out. Okay, so I absolutely love that. Hearing that you were the product of a teen parent, but
Mhm.
you didn't become the statistic because most people say when a teen parent has a child, then that child kind of follows into that same suit, but you did not, right?
Mhm.
So tell
Mhm.
me, how did you stay so focused and determined to meet all of your goals that you've met thus far?
So I would say my I was very motivated by making a difference. So, hearing about, people saying you got generational curses, or like you say, I had a teen mom, people saying that I was going to be a teen parent. I was basically determined to like see it through and just
Yeah.
overcome it and make sure that like the naysayers were wrong. So,
Yeah.
everybody who probably had doubts in me, anybody who probably said that I wasn't going to be anything, my main thing was making sure that I can prove them wrong, and I was going to prove them wrong. So that was like always my my thing right there, proving people wrong.
Yes, I love it. And I think it's something about being the first child because I kind of have that similarity being the oldest, and you want to kind of prove that you can do it all. We have someone on YouTube. Hey, Sam, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, so hearing that, Tajane, tell us what were some of the obstacles that you faced while on
So
college
while
campus?
in college, I think my biggest obstacle was not having a vehicle for many semesters because I was very involved on campus and I also stayed off campus. So I decided to move off campus because I thought it would be cheaper for me. My freshman year, all freshmen stay in University College, except if there's an overflow. But I was lucky enough to, stay in the UC. But after the UC, I moved off campus to Panther Hill. So being off campus, no car, that was like my biggest obstacle.
Okay, so this is a good one because you know how many teens complain about not having a vehicle to get to where they need to go. So you didn't have a vehicle and you were away from home,
Hmm.
studying at PV, and you were still so involved with so many different things. How did you do that?
Okay, so most of the time, the PV has a shuttle. So
Okay.
I would get on the shuttle to go to class, and every once in a while, the shuttle stayed out late at night so that I could go to my different events, my meetings, so that I could ride the shuttle back. If the shuttle wasn't available, I most likely had to reach out to somebody who was in the organization with me, reach out to one of my classmates, like, hey, I know you're going to such and such. Can I ride with you? And my pride is here. So I felt like, oh my God, I hate to ask, but I had to get to where I needed to go. So that's basically how I got through.
Okay, so let's pause and talk about that for a moment because I know not just from other teens that I have great relationships with, but also myself. I've been in places where you become prideful and you don't want to ask, even though you know you need it. You don't want to
Hmm.
ask, and because you're thinking about what the other person is going to say or how they're looking at you. But that requires for you to be humble. Humility will
Hmm.
get you much further. And I love that you didn't allow your pride to actually stop you from being a part of these different things, knowing you didn't have a vehicle, you were living off campus, and you wanted to still be involved, and you were highly involved.
Hmm.
And, I think that so many times we look at it in the wrong perspective because what you were actually doing is called networking.
Hmm.
You were networking with like minded individuals to help get you to where you needed to be, but also
Hmm.
building relationships with them. So it's kind of a win win. And I think that that's completely phenomenal. And it's something that should actually be celebrated. So I want to celebrate you for that, for choosing to put your pride aside and not allow anything to stop you from doing the things that you desire to do. That's one way she overcame obstacles, y'all. She wasn't about being prideful. She was about being humble, asking for what it is that she needed so she can continue to move forward on her path. That's phenomenal, Tajane. Right there alone. That is phenomenal. So I really appreciate hearing that, and hearing how you overcame obstacles while in college. Tell us how you overcame obstacles. That's my son, y'all. Tell us how you overcame obstacles younger, like while you were in high school, or even some of the challenges that you faced, growing up.
So, growing up, my biggest obstacle was mainly, like you said, with having a teen parent. I would say many people played a part in my upbringing. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that was just one thing. I wouldn't necessarily consider it an obstacle because it helped me to be the person I am today. So, um, that aspect. Also, I think
Wait,
another
pause
thing
right
would
there,
be,
Tajane, because I love that you said you didn't see it as an obstacle. For some people,
hmm
it would have been an obstacle. But for
yeah.
you chose to view it differently. You had a different
Hmm.
perspective. Okay, go ahead
Yeah,
on.
I really appreciated all the extra help that I did have in my upbringing. So I feel like many people, they can take credit for who I am today because I had different experiences. I've stayed with majority of my family members. And I just enjoyed every experience of it. You know, but like I say, I wouldn't consider it an obstacle, but that was one thing that I did face. Just different dealing with different people in my upbringing.
And let me put something in there for people who don't truly know you. Now, I have been doing this thing with Teen Kick for a few years, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember I met Tajane while she was in high school. Tajane has always been someone to like be an overachiever. And I remember the girls would always want me to buy ads, or whatever they're selling for whatever organization that they were in. And I had to always tell people no because Tajane would get my money before before she would even get the paperwork. I don't know how she did it. Like the girls were like, well, we just got the packet today. What do you mean? How did you already get something from Tajane? I said because she asked before she got the paperwork. So so I just want to say that definitely showcased your resilience to me at that moment and how you were a go-getter and you were not going to allow anything to stop you. And that's the reason why I feel like you're such a great person to talk about overcoming obstacles because you didn't allow anything to stop you whatsoever. Whatsoever. Do
Yeah,
you remember that?
I remember.
You remember it? Okay, so tell me about, typically when we are faced with obstacles, there's some drama that can come along with it. Tell me, how do you distance yourself from the drama?
So, how I distance myself. So, I believe that we have to be a little selfish sometimes. Mindset. Hey. So, my main thing was like just making sure that when I was that was my whole point in going away for school. So, I wanted to be away from school that way that I can separate my life in Port Arthur from my life in college. I thought it would
Gotcha.
be easier if I actually went away, rather than going to Lamar Beaumont up the street or Lamar Port Arthur. I wanted to just get away. That way I can have my own space, be in my own place, and just starting up my own way of life. Because that's basically what college is. College is getting you prepared for adulthood, basically.
Right.
You're dealing with financial aid, you're dealing with different people, you're getting your own apartment, you're doing these different things. So I was like, I just wanted to create an environment where I could just strive and be independent on my own. So that was
Right.
my thing.
I definitely appreciate that. And, seeing that, I want you guys to be clear. She's talking about, going away for college. And one of the reasons being the oldest child, knowing the different challenges that she faced at home, it was better for her to actually be in a different environment. Sir, I am speaking. That's enough. Go get your tablet now. Give me that. Thank you. Sorry, y'all, mom moments. So, hearing that, and she knew what she needed to do for her, which was to remove herself from that situation, remove herself from the environment. And sometimes, let's just be real, sometimes that's a little difficult for us to do
Yes.
because of the attachment to people. And the thing is that when you realize that it doesn't stop your love for your family. It doesn't stop your love for those people around you simply because you choose to remove yourself from it. It actually shows how you love you. Because it's so important for people to realize you cannot help no one else, whether they're your family or friends. You cannot help no one else if you don't first help yourself. And I believe that that's what you showed when you chose to take yourself from this environment and go into a different one to give yourself that fresh start. And that was a way for you to actually distance yourself, but still showcase love from afar. So I think that was really great.
Yes.
Really great. So share with us, what are some of the resources that you actually use or have used in order to overcome some of the obstacles you faced?
So a lot of resources that I use, like I said, I utilize my peers, networking with them, getting to know them. Also, like inside the classroom, I had to utilize my professors outside of the classroom. So, of course, I had some assignments that were challenging, Sometimes I got an assignment and I looked at the instructions and I didn't understand the thing. So I would be the main person sitting at their office hours making sure, like, hey, am I on the right tracks? Hey, can you revise and edit my paper? I got on most of my teachers' nerves, but I just wanted to make sure that I got the best grade possible. And since they're going to be the ones grading my paper, I wanted their output and their input. So that's basically what I did. Also, I also built a relationship with the dean of my college, because what you all don't realize, when it comes to scholarship opportunities, especially when it's your school individually, your dean has a lot to say about that. So, me building a relationship with her. Also, I built a literal relationship with the financial aid office. You have to build, build, build. Also, working on campus, that helped me a lot as well, because my supervisor was able to also, introduce me to people, and I was also able to gain more resources by working on campus as well. So it just all worked out. I would just say networking is the best thing.
I think that that's really great. And that actually speaks on the importance of building relationships as well. Because so many times that you guys' generation, like, forget that that's important, especially with everything being so accessible via phone. Like, you forget the importance of building the relationship face to face. And when you're going off to college, it's necessary for you to know how to actually have those conversations, and don't feel like that you're burdening them. That's their job. They are getting paid to actually service you. And if you don't ask for help, they're not going to get it. They're not just offering it. Ask. Be willing to go and ask. And I think that those are really great points. And recognizing that there are resources all around you. All around you. It's up to you to actually go and tap into them. And that's exactly what you did. So that's some really great points, Tajane. Let me ask you this. How do you stay focused and committed with everything that you've done, being magna cum laude for college, within your university, graduating at the top of your class, you did the same thing in high school, but how do you stay focused and committed no matter what's going on?
So the thing that drove me to stay focused and committed was basically, like I said, me wanting to make a difference. So, like, family-wise, I wanted to be that person for the younger people in my family to look up to. I wanted them to have somebody like, hey, my cousin did this, my sister did this. I want them to know, like, somebody that somebody who grew up in your tracks is able to overcome. So I wanted them to have that mindset as well. So I think my siblings, my younger cousins, just different people, any younger person who, like, looks up to me, I wanted them to see a light and just see a way, like, okay, this is not something that we have to do. This lifestyle that everybody's settling, or just different things like that. You can overcome that. You can do better. So I just wanted to be that person for them.
But you know what? Even with doing that, Tajane, you're thinking about the generations that's coming after you. But even with doing that, you're inspiring people above you as well. Because let me just tell y'all, there's no age limit on wisdom. God can use anybody. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It's about your willingness and being open to actually being used. And that's what you have done. And I think that that's something, that we all can learn from. We all can learn from, no matter what our age is, because you're teaching lessons not just to the younger ones, but to the adults as well. Be willing to ask, know your goals and stay focused on them no matter what's going on. Be okay with knowing that you need to take care of yourself first before going down the line to take care of others. And also knowing when you have to distance yourself in order to continue on your path. So I believe that those are lessons that can be applied no matter what age you are. So let's just make sure that you understand that as well. Y'all, I'm going to knock my son out. Now, last week, he did not do any of this. But today, he wants to show the world that his mommy can actually... And you see, the laugh always gets me. I'm such a sucker mom. God help me. Y'all pray for me. Because this right here, overcoming obstacles. Just kidding. Okay, so moving right along. Tell us, what's one of the obstacles that gave you the greatest lessons?
So one of the obstacles that gave me the greatest lesson, um, I would say, so at first, I felt like the professor was harsh. I didn't like his grading style. I didn't like his class, and I didn't like him as a person.
Okay.
But
Sometimes it's like that.
yeah. But after I took his class twice because I had no choice. I was trying to avoid him all of undergrad, and my last two classes, which were I'm not gonna say them, but I had no choice but to take him. And so what I basically learned from that was all he wanted was the best for me. And I saw him as like, this evil person, somebody who, he just wanted to make work hard for me. He wanted, I thought he was being malicious, but the whole time he was actually caring. He wanted me to do better. He was trying to challenge us. And instead I just seen out. I don't know what I had against him. I just had something against him. But I think what that really taught me was like, don't judge someone just because. Also, I heard other students talk about him as well. So I kind of judged him like, dang, everybody says like he's this, he's that. I don't want to take him. But in actuality, he was one of the best professors I had in undergrad.
So were you judging him prior to taking his class?
What happened?
Were you judging him prior to taking his class?
Yeah, prior. Yeah, prior.
Gotcha.
Before I even met him, I judged him. I said, I'm not taking him. I don't want to take him. I'm going to avoid him. And then when I did enroll in his class, and he was one of the ones, I went to his office hours a lot because I was confused on every assignment, and he helped me through it all. I passed his class. First semester, when I took him, I had a B. The second semester I took him, I passed with an A. So
listen, she talking about a B like it's bad, y'all. A B is still great. She say I don't like him. But a B is still great. Long as you're doing your best, that's what's, of importance. Well, I asked you to stop. Stop it now. Go bring it in there. Thank you. Child. He just want to be the epitome of obstacle during this conversation. God has an amazing sense of humor. That's all I could say. So I think that's, very important for people to get as well, because you were judging him before even meeting him yourself, judging based on the things that you had heard, but that wasn't your actual experience. So you kind of went in with those thoughts, and those thoughts can do so much to any situation. That's why it's so important for us to not actually put all of this into the mix. It's so important for everyone to go in with a clean slate. I tell everybody all the time, everybody gets an A. When I meet you, I don't know you. You get an A. I don't care about what them other people said. I don't care about, what is written about you on social media or the internet. None of that matters. What matters is my relationship with you. And so if you start the relationships with everyone gets an A, then it's up to them to actually keep that A based on their relationship with you. I think that it'll open you up to actually having more relationships, and you never know what can come from it. Some things can be really great. Didn't I ask you to stay out? Okay. No, you're not listening. No. I said no. Go sit. This beach ball, like he had y'all. Real mom. Hashtag mom obstacles. Okay. Look, they laughing at me on YouTube. I don't care. Stop it, I said. Now. I'm not playing. I'm going to ship him somewhere. You want to babysit? More than welcome. And see you overcome that obstacle with all that energy. Woo! All right. Let me make sure. I see lots of comments. People are laughing at me and Creed. Okay, so this one says, "This is Isis. Information I need about college next year. Thank you so much." Thank you, Isis, for joining, and thank you for sharing this stuff because people are paying attention. So, knowing that we have someone that's entering college this upcoming year, what's one of the, what's a key advice that you want to share with them because they are going to face obstacles for sure? What's something that you would want to share with these girls?
So, key advice, I would say stay focused. So, we already know in college there's going to be parties, there's going to be organizations, there's going to be sororities, fraternities, just different things like that. But you just want to stay focused on the goal. So, everybody goes to college. Everybody doesn't have the mindset that they're going to college to graduate. Most people are going to college just to get out the house. A lot of people were, they had strict parents, so they're ready to go and wild out. You want to make sure that you take note of those people and just, you can be their friend, but don't let that impact you a lot. So make sure that you stay focused. Yes, you can party in class, but what I did, I went to class, I did my organizations, I also worked on campus because that was what I found joy in doing. You also have to find something that you enjoy to do. So, some people are going to like the parties, but that just wasn't my thing. So I think you should just focus on like just different things that going to excite you, that's going to keep you pushing as far as academic wise goes. Also, when it comes to your social life, looking around and making sure that you find a great group of friends. And especially if you do have a car as a freshman on campus, please note that people will try to be your friend solely because you have a car.
Yes, say that.
Because they will use you dry if they can.
Give it here. That is really, really, really good. That's really, 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 really good. And I want to touch base on a couple of things that you said because you said some great things. When you were talking about, like paying attention to your surroundings, who you surround yourself with. My grandmother used to always say, the company you keep, birds of feathers flock together. You are the company you keep. It's really true. Look, that used to get on my nerves as a teen hearing that, but those are facts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to level up in life, you need to surround yourself not with people that are just the same mind as you, but those that think even higher. The only way to become a millionaire is actually have a millionaire friend. You need to know what they think like. You need to know what they're doing. You cannot talk about want to start a business and, grow things as an entrepreneur and you don't know no entrepreneurs. You're not around any of them. You don't know what their daily life looks like. Like those are things that are so important. So when you think about being in college and you have a specific goal and focus, that you're something that you're going to focus on, you need to surround yourself with people that's going to actually sharpen you and help you to get to the next level, not stay where you are. I have another question on here. Hey, Norma. She says, how did you decide on your major?
Okay, how did I decide on my major? Okay, let me add one more thing about the last question, then I'm going to go to the next.
Go ahead.
Another thing I would like to add is make sure that you know yourself. So,
pause for the people.
Yeah.
Make sure you know yourself because if you don't, what's going to happen?
You
a follower and not a leader.
Come on, is that mom in the background? You better speak that word. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. Because if you don't know who you are, people will tell you who you are. And you don't need to be following no one else of what they say about you. You need to know you before the world tells you who you are.
Yeah, and peer pressure is real. So if you know that drinking is not your thing, smoking is not your thing, don't let people around you try to push it on you because that tends to happen in school as well. Don't let people do that.
Hey, and let me be Coach K for a moment. Let me be Coach K for a moment. Drinking and smoking shouldn't be your thing. I'm just saying, when you think about the most successful people in the world, those that have made a huge impact in the world, they're not doing those recreational activities. You want a recreational activity? Read a book. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Go ahead.
Okay. So, psychology.
Pretty.
The reason that I chose psychology, so I always knew that I wanted to go to law school. So for a while, I was like, okay, political science is going to be my major
You keep
because
talking. I'm about to go handle my son. They listening. Go ahead.
okay. So everybody just considers political science the route or the rite of passage to law school. So as I was reading up on law school and just finding more facts about it, you can major in anything and go to law school. So the thing that I think, like I was like psychology, that just seemed like it was just a better option for me. I was interested in, wanting to understand people, wanting to know how we work, how we think, just different things like that. So that's what made me go the psychology route, and I'm actually glad that I went the psychology route because, at Prairie View, the psychology department is a bit different. So our classroom instruction, with our classroom discussion, how it basically went, everything was based off like experience, like I said, classroom discussions and different things like that. So I enjoyed my classes, I enjoyed the department, just different things like that. So I'm glad that I went with psychology, and that's kind of why I chose psychology. I just wanted to have, any type of major and then go to law school and call it a day.
Thanks for sharing that, and thanks for taking over while I had to go and do some mom duties. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, let's make sure we don't miss anything. Someone said they love what you said. Know who you are and whom you belong to. Love that. Marissa said, if people want to know who you are, they just have to look at the people you are surrounding yourself with. Now, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Because let's just keep it real. If all your friends look a specific way, I don't care if you're not dressing like them, if you don't do the things that they do. If you're hanging with them, they're going to believe that that's what you do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, really good. Let me make sure I don't miss any other comments. Okay. So I didn't miss any other comments. Oh, look, we have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that they are the right friend? Ooh, this is good. How do you know?
Oh my Lord. So let me talk about my best friends that I found in school.
Okay.
So I actually found my friends through my job. So I was a campus tour guide at my school. So it's funny because when I first met them, initially we weren't talkative. But after a while, I was able to open up to them more. And as I began to open up to them, I just realized how genuine they were. They're twins, so it was two of them. I got the best of both worlds. And they were genuine, they were loving, caring, they listened to me. I was able to express anything to them without them, without me worrying about anybody else, like, ooh, Tajane did this, Tajane did that. Like, they were the best for me. So I think those two, they really showed me what a true friend was. Because, the friends that I had in high school were no longer friends anymore. Those situations got kind of cut. And I didn't realize, at the end of those friendships, I realized well, dang, they didn't really like me to begin with. Those last words that you have with one another, I was like, oh, that's how you actually felt about me? So yes, you really have to just look for genuine people. There are genuine people out there. You're going to have some people who are going to claim they're your friend and whole time they're not really feeling you.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just your company for the moment that intrigued them or something. But I feel like just finding genuine people, you're gonna know.
Yeah. And something else, I like that you said you're gonna know, because I always say that listen to your gut, because your gut is your God. Like, the spirit of discernment is so real. And when you actually tune into that, when people show you who they are the first time, don't wait till they've showed you the 47th time to say you don't want to be a part of that anymore. That's okay, Mom. Thank you very much for the amen. She's talking about no. But the truth is, when people show you themselves for the first time, believe them. Most people on this broadcast, most people who follow my story, most people who've known me for years know that that's something I actually believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose not to believe the first time once in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like regretting stuff, y'all. But that was probably the hardest lesson for me, simply because I chose not to believe when that person showed me who they were the first time. I made an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to have to go through the hard lessons if you don't have to.
Mm-mm.
When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Just believe them and say, all right, you know what? I wish you the best. It was nice knowing you, but this ain't gonna work. And that's in anything, you know, whether it's friendship, relationship, whatever. It applies to everything, y'all. So just, yeah, that's something that I would say. And I think it kind of piggybacks on what you're saying, like, you know, like knowing genuine people, and you just kind of know, by listening to your gut. Just saying. Let's see. I see someone. Oh, Miss D is on here. You remember Miss D? She says, I am in happy tears. She has bloomed to flourish the world with her power to be. Oh, how lovely. That is so sweet.
In high school, let me tell y'all, I had a rough patch with my attitude, and Miss D set me straight. Yes, she did. She set me straight. And after that, I still have attitude problems, but I would never forget. She set me straight.
You needed it. You needed it. And what's interesting, Tajane, what's interesting is that I remember when someone shared with me, they was like, you know, you don't need to work with that Tajane because and I met you and I was like, what the hell are they talking about? Because she got goodness up in her, you know. Like, I just did not see it whatsoever. You know, the things that I saw were things that I could actually relate with, which was, I can tell she definitely has some struggles that she had to overcome as a child. I can definitely tell that she's an older child, you know, and I thought these things prior to actually getting to know you. You know, I was like, she's determined for a reason, and there's obstacles that you don't know that she has faced. I can always tell when someone has to overcome things that hasn't been talked about. So, you know, those were my thoughts. I'm just saying. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Leanne, did that answer your question about how do you know if you're the right, if they are the right friend? I hope so. I want to make sure I don't miss any other questions. If anyone else has any questions, let me look on both of them. Please make sure you share prior to us wrapping up. I love that you talked about, you know, why you chose psychology as your major and knowing that you have a desire to actually study law. I don't know if you did, but did you tell them what law you're planning to study?
So I'm interested in family law. So they always say before you go to law school, you know, everybody has this thing that they like, oh, I'm gonna do family law, criminal law, but you actually never really know until you finish. So once I finish, I know for sure. But right now, my main thing is family law.
Okay.
Family law and juvenile, and maybe, you know, a little immigration, some international. You know,
girl, see how she just keep going and adding to it. But listen, let me just tell you, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta direct your path. Just make sure you're open and willing to go where it is that he's placing you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, Leanne said that answered our question. Awesome. Happy to hear that. Make sure I'm not missing any questions on YouTube, because we're live on YouTube and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Is this helping you all? Show us some hearts if it is. Oh, look, Miss D says, I love you, lady. You're determined to live, inspire, and give. Oh, how lovely.
I love you too, Miss D.
Sanaya says she loves this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, in wrapping up, while we make sure no one else is missing any questions that they would like to ask to Tajane in reference to overcoming obstacles or anything, knowing that she not only graduated at the top of her class, but she graduated in 3 years. Mm-hmm. Meaning she ain't take no breaks, y'all. And still had the opportunity to go and study abroad. go to Egypt, and she's constantly involving herself in different things to have growth. So I want to make sure that we don't miss any questions. But with that being said, Tajane, do you have any specific scripture or quote that you stand on that helps you overcome obstacles during hard times?
Okay, so this is one quote that I hold near and dear. So you can and you will overcome it all. If God is for you, who can be?
You better say that. Yes. Let's go back and rewind and say it again for those that didn't hear it well.
Okay, you can and you will overcome it all. If God is for you, who can be against you?
Lovely. Lovely. I love it. Thank you so, so very much. I'm making sure I don't miss anything. They say, please, Coach K, keep this going. I will share. Yes, it's going. I already have guests booked up through July. I had some openings and they are filled. I'm excited about it. And we're talking about everything. Now, before we go, Tajane, do you have any questions for me?
So, what is some advice that you would give to the teens about overcoming obstacles?
What is some advice that I would give to the teens about overcoming obstacles? Well, the first thing I would say is, don't let the devil tell you that you're the only one. You're not the only one going through whatever it is that you're going through. You're not the only one facing this specific obstacle. It's temporary. Don't make a permanent mark in your life on a situation that is temporary. I know it may seem like a mountain, but I guarantee you to God, it ain't but a speck. So for me, the advice that I would give young girls about overcoming obstacles is, first of all, don't let the devil lie to you and make you feel like you're the only one going through it. You're the only one that didn't have a mom when you grew up. You're the only one that was adopted. You're the only one that was put out. You're the only one that had to be homeless and go through high school. You're the only one who don't have a car to go to college. Those are all lies.
Mm-hmm.
They're all lies. And I would say the second thing is, to make sure that you understand that it's temporary. This too shall pass. Please do not make a decision that's going to make a permanent mark on your life based on a temporary situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like that thing, feelings are temporary too. You'll get over it. I promise. Mm-hmm. That would be my advice. That would be my advice. Anything else? Did I answer it for you?
Yes, ma'am, you did.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I am so grateful to have you share with the world how to overcome obstacles. It was so great to have this conversation so other teens can see how, listen, she had things that she had to go through as well, but she still overcame, and she overcame with greatness. And there's so much more in store. There's so much more. You're great. Like the great parts of your life you haven't even experienced yet. You're 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we really think about it, she ain't even going through her 20s, y'all. But, she chose to make sure that whatever obstacle she faced, she did it with a smile on her face, and she kept persevering and moving forward. And, because of you sharing your story with us, there's someone watching right now that's saying, well, I can do it too. And that's what this is all about. And I am so grateful to have you on. I'm so grateful to spend time with you. I'm so grateful to know you. And I'm looking forward to what else is to come from Tajane Sloan.
Thank you so much. And if any of you ever needed to reach out to me. My Instagram is Tajane, TYJUNEA. You're more than welcome to inbox me if you have any questions, or if I didn't answer your question, ask me again and maybe I can have a better answer. I'm not really good with questions on the spot. So,
You wouldn't
whenever
know it.
you can.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to share her Instagram handle in the comments so you all can have it. Make sure you go and follow her. And teens, reach out to her. Those that are going to college, reach out to her. She is a phenomenal person to connect with, and I guarantee that she will actually help you on your path and make sure that she gives quality advice to make sure that you meet your goals and stay focused and determined to do everything that God has for you. So thank you, Tajane, for joining us. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate it. If this has helped you, please share with someone else so we can continue to build this platform and have other teens inspired just like you were inspired. Y'all have a great day. This is Candidly Coach K. Bye.